Please be seated. Mr. Secretary, please do the roll call.
Honorable Jocelyn B. Rodriguez, City Vice Mayor and Presiding Officer. For the 1st District Councilors, Honorable Agapito Heriberto G. Swan, Honorable Roger G. Abaday, Honorable J.R. Pascual, Honorable Amy Rose P. Moreno, Honorable Romeo V. Calizo, Honorable George is Goking, Honorable Jose Pepe S. Abu Jr., Honorable Malvern A. Esparcia. For the 2nd District Councilors, Honorable Ivona Yasini B. Imano, Honorable Maria Lourdes Isgaani, Honorable Joylen Mercedes L. Balaba, Honorable James K. Judith II, Honorable Ian Mark Yunakaya, Honorable Edgar S. Cabanlas, Honorable Christian Rostico M. Achas, Honorable Josette G. Magtahas Daba. For the ex-officio members, Honorable Yan Lam S. Lim, Liga ng mga Barangay President, and Honorable John Michael L. Seno, City SK Federation President. There is quorum, Madam Presiding Officer.
Quorum is hereby certified. Good afternoon, councilors of the 20th City Council. Welcome back home. How's your trip? Okay kayo ha? Enjoy? Okay. So, okay, ga-post man ka. No, nag-shopping. Anyway, good afternoon for our friends from media, our visitors today, and those who are watching, no, our live stream. May hapon sa tanan. So, Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Ian Mark Nakaya, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer, and good afternoon to our colleagues in the council, friends from the media, fellow Cagayanons. Mayang hapon. I move, Madam Presiding Officer, to dispense with the reading of the minutes of meeting on March 6, 2023, and to consider the furnishing of its copy to every member as the reading itself.
And a second? Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
I likewise move for the approval of the said minutes of meeting.
Second? Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
We have three members who would like to render the respective special report. First is this representation on insurance false advertisement. Then second is Councilor Roger Abaday on issues on the ECQ special cash aid or ayuda. I understand this is the second part or his version. And third is Councilor John Michael Seno, who would like to render a report on the representation of our fellow Cagayanons in the Moresco board. So three, Nakaya, Abaday, and Seno.
Okay, thank you very much. So let me acknowledge Councilor Majority Floor Leader, you're the first speaker.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. It will block our vision.
Kern, Cebu. Ito ay contact me.
Oh. Kami rin ba nabilin sa kuwan? Sa Cagayan de Oro last week.
Oh.
Kami rin doon nabilin.
Sa.
Kinala na ay ito ay contact kay kita rin doon nabilin sa.
Uy, naiwala ni Larga usa.
Ano pa day?
Kisa to? Councilor Romeo Calizo. Oh, ni Apas. Okay.
Kitara.
Okay, kami rin doon.
Yee! Oh. Anyway,
Alam na.
move to
Okay.
strike out unnecessary
Yes, yes,
comments
yes,
of
yes.
Councilor Seno.
Okay.
May I
Anyway,
proceed, Madam Presiding
Yes.
Officer? Thank you. My special report is the seemingly, if there is any other manner to describe the insurance industry in providing advertisements that would draft idea to all potential buyers on the enhanced critical illness rider to every insurance package that would run down no less than 60, 70, 79 list of critical illnesses. And according to the advertisement, and for those agents who would like to entice clients to buy insurance, Madam Presiding Officer, would say that this list of critical illnesses are covered by the insurance when a person is hospitalized, under which among the illnesses are covered, are proceeded with service by the insurance company. And there were information reached my office, to me personally, Madam Presiding Officer, by some people, Cagayanons, who have received and paid for their insurances. And they've learned that of the 60, 79 critical illnesses, once you are already confined and with been given with the service of one of those, assuming number of 79 or 69 illnesses, you can no longer use your insurance paper, even if you have already paid the total amount of your insurance. In other words, the maximum, according to my my friends in the medical professions, I've asked 2 doctors, Madam Presiding Officer, and they manifested and said, yes, it's true, that only one. And according to one agent, the maximum is 2. But these information were never informed and relayed to clients, to future clients of this type of insurance, Madam Presiding Officer. In other words, you are buying an insurance of the list. And if, for example, your insurance is on medical is about 500,000 pesos, and you have utilized for just one illness, about 100 or 150,000 pesos, you can no longer avail of the other benefits that you should receive from this list of enhanced critical illnesses, Madam Presiding Officer, 1 or 2. Accordingly, the information received by me, Madam Presiding Officer, murag naipagmahay nga nakapalit ang kanang uban. Kay di man day tinuod. Mas may na lang daw ang health card. I do not know what you call that, the health card of no, not PhilHealth, the private companies. Like MaxiCare and other healthcare which provides cards, because once you pay it for this whole year, you are provided with the services for the entire year. But the bigger amount that you're paying is for the length of the insurance, for example, 3 to 5 years, and then you are not provided with the services. Accordingly, missed out intentionally perhaps by some agents. That's a concern na Madam Presiding Officer nga kung inani daw be mudaghan ang likramo.
At this national, sa national ni?
Actually, it's an industry practice already.
Are these big companies?
Big companies,
You
multinational
don't want
companies.
to mention name?
I don't want to mention the companies, but we can verify. They have the whole list of providers, Madam Presiding Officer. What I'm asking is for our Committee on Health so that there will be truth in advertising. That's why the title of my special report is false
Advertisement.
advertisement of insurance false advertisement. It's okay if that is the industry practice, but it should be informed to the public so that they will be given the chance to choose whether to have a medical health card or to choose an insurance that would give them confidence that there is a company that will provide for their expenses, medical or whatever purposes there are in this industry, Madam Presiding Officer. So may I request that not necessarily be investigated, but be clarified for the public to know the industry's practice and to inform all agents that they should inform their potential clients of the risk of paying an insurance and not all the list of 69 or 79 critical illness insurance. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Ayan Macnacaya. So this will be referred to the committee, Councilor Health of Councilor Lourdes Gaani. It is very, very, when you present something that is not true, then probably those who were able to witness this kind of, one time, second time, but then they presented the entire duration that you will be covered. So I hope that these witnesses who came out to the open, so that we will know that these insurances do not comply as promised. No, I hope we can look into this matter, Councilor Lourdes Gaani. Kay kung daghan na kay tanamayad, and then a victim of this, what you call this assurance na kita anytime madmita in and out because there's no specific guideline nga kausara ma-admit or twice, it covers the entire duration while you are covered with the insurance, di ba? So how come ngayingon ani ni siya?
The promise, Madam Presiding Officer, for almost always is the insurance will cover you up to your 65th age. Or if it is beyond, you pay more premium beyond 65 years old. So, of course, the buyer will think that he's covered with insurance policy and all the benefits there are within the period before 65th birthday. However, if you get sick at one time, on the second time, you are no longer covered.
So that's another story, no? Nga dili na nila i-cover pagka second time. I hope that this company, Councilor Lourdes Gaani, that you will be able to identify this company and hopefully call their attention kay luoy-sad ba ang atong mga constituents, especially when you will be reaching 65 and sick. Anyway, thank you very much, Councilor, Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Ayan Macnacaya. Yes, Councilor Attorney James Judith.
Madam Chair, maupay. Agig or dugang balis sa special report ni Konsehal Nakaya, ako kay nagpractice man po to 20 na katuig, ang sagad gyud nga problema ani na lang pod gawas nga atong klarifikasyon nga gusto ni Konsehal Nakaya. Ang ato lang pod siguro nga pwede in aid of legislation kay ato man ang sa deliberation ni sa komitiba ni Konsehal Malugaani nga maapil pod nga siguro pagdason sa usa ka resolution gikan sa atong konseho nga makaabri kung ako masayop wala manggoy buhatan ang Office of the Insurance Commissioner dinhi sa atong dakbayan. Mao na mo nabantayan tanan nga reklamo sa akong mga kliyente sukat-sukat sa akong 20 ka tuig nga practice isip usa ka trial lawyer didto gyud na sa Manila namo nga idason ang among sumbong. Wala ko kabantay nga naay opisina or buhatan dinhi nga dinhi ta
Kareklamo.
Preliminary conference ana sa reklamo. So siguro maapil nato sa atong paghanay bansay-bansay dito sa komitiba ni Konsehal Malugani nga natay resolution nga makangyuta sa Office of the Insurance Commissioner butangan ang atong dakbayan og sangay sa buhatan sa Office of the Insurance Commissioner.
Okay,
Daghang
thank you.
salamat.
Thank you very much, Councilor Attorney James Judith. In due time now. Okay, our next who will render his privilege speech is Councilor Roger Abaday. You have the floor.
Daghang salamat, our Honorable Vice Mayor, Jocelyn Bibot Rodriguez, the presiding officer, members of the 28th City Council, and members of the Tri-Media who are monitoring and covering our regular session, and to all our beloved people who are watching, listening to us physically and virtually. Good afternoon. My special report is a response on the report of the chairman of the ad hoc committee who investigated the ECQ Special Ayuda. May I reiterate that in the beginning of the ad hoc committee hearing until the end, I did not participate in the hearings to give the freewheeling time of the chairman and its members. I do not want also that I am sitting in front seat and I do not know the direction of the driver. But in any way, I was furnished a 10-copy page of the said report this year. Thank you very much, Councilor Asdang Judith, for the report. And I went over it verbatimly. Warag bitin man. Hanging. Di kumplito. It's not complete, no? Although it stated some evidential facts and persons in interest of the alleged anomalous ayuda distributions. But I am at a loss if either do we need in aid of legislation or in aid of prosecution or just for publicity or in aid of re-election. Joke only. Seriously, most of us here having masteral and doctoral degrees, no? And we are used to make a case studies and thesis preparation during our graduate studies as a prerequisite. Now, what we call it an empirical or in-depth study, scientific or factual basis. So, for the end of the end users of that study, magamit sa kana nga study. So usually, in a thesis or a case studies, it states the rationale, the purpose of the study, the problem, the statistics, and analysis, findings, recommendations, and conclusions. Now, in the same manner, in the police investigation, it must contain the facts of the case from the crime scene, physical evidences, statements of witnesses, expert opinion, conclusions, and recommendations. We usually call it a standard operating procedure or SOP. But anyway, kining issue sa ayuda, gigamit kini kanyadtong panahon sa kampanya pa, hangtod karon buhi lang gyapon. Orag sumo kayo paminawon. Very redundant and deafening. Makabungog. I appreciate and thanks Councilor Asdang Judith, no, who took curiously the initiative to further investigate the issue, so we can resolve the issue to an end. According to him, the truth will set us free. Unang sulti ni Asdang Judith. Thank you very much for that. So in this finding report, there was evidently lapses on the part of the City Council. I was perplexed on this point. This must be supported with valid reasons. So in the first paragraph of the finding, here in the findings, Councilor Asdang Judith cited the principal characters known as the Three Musketeers involved in the entire process on the cash aid distribution and supervision thereof, as if there is conspiracy as perceived in the report. Doctrine of qualified political agency principle cited by the Councilor Asdang Judith. So, it excites me in reading the report, 10 page, until when I reach the last paragraph of the finding, murag medyo thrilling na kay aside from disclosing the responsible characters of the alleged ayuda anomaly, medyo nadismaya ko kay ang sugyot ni Councilor Asdang Judith, ang mga tao naman hinoon ng iyang ipag-initiate og file og sumbong may tungod niini nga kontrobersiya. Para nako, it's a comedy in the highest order. The supposed victims are incapable, poor, wala gani pamiliti, lisod na pagkaon gani, uban pa, kinanglanom. So, unsa man diay pulos ang pagbangtugan nga pagka-abogado ug pagpangita sa kamatuoran ug hustisya ni Kagawad Asdang Judith para sa katawhan. We will not make this an issue as a political. Tinudoon tani sa timsong pa ni Councilor Ed, kisira-sira, whatever will be, will be. Di ba, Councilor Ed?
Tiniguang na, tiniguang.
Sa una ni, sa una. Usan ni siyang kanta. Anyway, at this juncture, Madam Presiding Officer, my colleagues in the City Council, allow me to propose a resolution in a proper time, urging Councilor Asdang Judith to continue his fight, to file any legal actions in a proper forum against the responsible people mentioned in his report for the alleged ayuda controversy, for the public interest, for fairness, and to find truth and justice to people deprived of ayuda privilege, and most especially to give also due process to people who were implicated by the reporters. This finding in investigation, ayuda controversy. And so that once and for all, this ayuda issue will be put to rest after the judicial resolve. Lastly, allow me to quote the EPG's movie, Provinciano, sinimulan mo, tatapusin ko.
Uy,
Gisugdan mo naman, Councilor Asdang Judith, tapusan na, and please accept the challenge. Thank you very much.
what is your prayer again, Councilor Roger Abaday?
I am moving for a resolution, Madam Chair.
So
That
this has
will
to be included in the agenda, Majority
Yes,
Floor
in the
Leader.
proper time.
Yes, but then, do I have to go directly?
Remember, Madam Presiding Officer, that the matter brought, actually, the reporter
Councilor,
then
yeah.
was Councilor
Roger
Gerly
Balay.
Balaba. Last week, that was that last week? 2 weeks ago, 2 Mondays ago. And then the reaction of Councilor James Judith was taken cognizance by the City Council through the referral of the matter to the Committee on the Social Services. The same assessment and evaluation that were considered by the committee, namely chaired by Councilor Gerly Balaba, Councilor Maria Lourdes Gaani, Councilor Ed Cabanlas, Councilor Suzette Magtahas Daba, and this representation. We met, we discussed thoroughly the two books accordingly submitted by Councilor James Judith, and we decided that it should be forwarded to the DILG and DSWD, which according to the ayuda laws are the departments and entities that would handle investigations relative to any and all concerns about the distribution of ayuda. In fact, I just received a copy of the resolution of the committee together with the 5 members who have signed already. And I understand that that is the process. The other way of looking at it is the abrupt special report of Councilor Roger Abaday, who has his own wish. He has already manifested publicly his wish. But that is not the action, and that does not proceed with the in-bank action, meaning the City Council action, Madam Presiding Officer. It, in last 2 Mondays ago, referred to the committee, and the committee made an action.
Is it not also a privilege of Councilor Roger Abada to do his privilege speech in wishes that a resolution be made, but then still we have to include it in the agenda? Yes, Councilor Roger Abaday.
Madam Chair, what is involved here is the public money and the public interest. So to expedite swiftness or justice, I think we need to expedite the effort in order to really know what is really the truth. No? Actually, we're after of the truth, whether the finding was really true, the issue was really true. That is what we are after of, because until now we are drugged and we are suspected that we are part of this anomaly, alleged anomaly. So I want to clear this issue, and I want to encourage Councilor Asdang to pursue his cause. And there's nothing, I think there's nothing wrong, because we are for public interest and for justice for all, di ba? For those who are supposed victim, and if there was misuse of public funds. That is what we wanted to know, and the public also wanted to know what is this issue all about. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Roger Abaday. Yes, Councilor Edgar Cabanlas.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, members of the City Council, people around us. There is a motion to include that in our agenda. There is no second. We want to know if there is a second.
Okay.
And then if there is a second, then we proceed to consider that
Okay,
in the other matters.
Yes.
And that's the time that we will discuss on the issue.
Okay. Thank you very much, Councilor Edgar Cabanlas, for reminding me.
And,
Okay,
yes.
there's a motion and a second to include inclusion in the agenda. The second is Councilor Ibi Imano. Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried for inclusion. Okay, let us proceed to the next reporter, Councilor. Later. Councilor Michael Seno, you're recognized.
Mayong hapon, Madam Presiding Officer, si Councilor James Judith, but di raw pautang po ni Sab. Of course, to the members of the 28th City Council, friends from the media, fellow Cagayanons, ngayong hapon ka natong tanan.
Afternoon.
And kaning akong special report, mubo na ni Madam Presiding Officer para madali
1 hour, ha?
This is in regards with, of course, concern with our constituents in areas of Zone 10 to Zone 12 in Barangay Carmen, Kanituan, Pagatpat, San Simon, Baikingon, and all hinterland barangays in relation sa pagpanghatag o ignonta elektrisidad kon connectivity kon ako na lang i-mention ang Moresco 1. Moresco 1, Madam Presiding Officer, have operated in Lugait going to Cagayan de Oro and in some parts in Talakag, Bukidnon. Kung mahisgot ta og Director, Madam Presiding Officer, all the municipalities nga malabyan nimo gikan sa lugait padulong sa Upol have their own directors. Upol, El Salvador, Alubihid, Lagindigan, Kitago, Mantikaw, Initaw, Lugait. Naa na sila yung mga board of directors. Unsay main function sa board of director? Una is mapaabot kung unsay mga concern sa mga konsumante. Kaya kining Moresco lagi, this is cooperative sa akong pagsabot. However, sa hisgutanan sa Dakbayan sa Cagayan de Oro, there were no representation of board of directors nga magpaabot sa concern sa atoa ngadto sa Moresco 1. Nalisod kayo kung nagpuyo ka sa Barangay Bisigan, moadto ka sa direktor sa dito sa Upol. Karon magpatabang sa inyong concern. Kung imong itandi, Madam Presiding Officer, kung imong tan-awon pod, murag mas daghan pa siguro ang konsumante sa Dakbayan sa Cagayan de Oro kung ikumpara itandi nimo sa lain munisipyo. Imagine, gikan sa Zone 10, padulong Zone 12 sa Barangay Carmen, boundary sa Kanituan. Kanituan, Pagatpat, San Simon, Baikingon, padulong din dito pagpasaka. Lumbia, Bayanga, Mambuaya, sus, kadaghan kayo. And my prayer to this, Madam Presiding Officer, is that we will seek a resolution, address it to the Moresco 1, that can we have a representation as a board of directors nga gikan sa Dakbayan sa Cagayan de Oro para kung unsa ang atong mga concern, mapaabot pod sa ilaha. And the second one is that we will, with the kind indulgence of our good city mayor, that talks would be better kung mapaabot dito sa Moresco 1, considering that siya ang ato ang amahan sa Dakbayan. But before that, Madam Presiding Officer, we go to with the legislative process, and my prayer to this is that we will refer it to the Committee on Energy, chaired by Councilor General Romeo Calizo, to study and to invite also Moresco 1 and to seek maybe somehow a resolution in the next committee meeting, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay.
Kaya ang ako lang yung tumong og tinguha sa ako ang gipaabot na kaganina is just that ang concern sa atong mga konsumante, considering nga ang ato ang Dakbayan karon, kung imong tanawon dito sa hinterland barangays, daghan na kayo mga subdivision, pubida na kadaghan. And di man na malikayan nga naay mga yangungo ang ato ang mga konsumante membro, no? Og para nako dili pod pwede nga moingon sa lugar nga ang argumento dia is that dili pwede mahimong direktor kay lagi Misamis Oriental ra kana, no? Sa bana ang meaning ng Moresco akin dili rural electrification. Na lugar di na nato apilo ng Cagayan de Oro. Samar gyapon na nga nagpamembro ka sa usa ka co-op nga naa located sa Cagayan de Oro, nya dili ka mahimong board of director kay tuwa ka nagpuyos Bukidnon pero membro ka sa co-op. Muna akong di masabtan, Madam Presiding Officer. So we will look into that and maybe referred it to the Committee on Energy chaired by Councilor General Romy Calizo. Mayang hapon, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you very much, Councilor Michael Seno. Yes, Councilor Romeo Calizo, you recognize?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Good afternoon to you and to my colleagues and of course our guests. I appreciate the special report of the Honorable John Michael Seno. Indeed, ang Moresco 1, from Ipunan to San Simon, they are under the auspices of Opol. And the hinterland barangays from Lumbia up under Talakad. And per information, the organization of the Moresco hierarchy is that every municipality has its own board. And it's true, there are more consumers who are CDO based compared to every municipality under Moresco Uno. So way back 2018, this was discussed a bit, and an organization wrote Moresco Uno, but there was no action taken whatsoever. So we'll go through the legislative process as recommended by the reporter, that it be referred to the appropriate committee so that we can invite the stakeholders and the management of Moresco Uno, so that the concern will be addressed appropriately, Madam Chair. Because indeed, on the aspect of services, prioritization, taxation, and many more can be answered through this meeting at the committee level. And of course, the appropriate resolution will be reached after the process has been gone through. So again, I subscribe to the prayer of the good reporter, the Honorable John Michael Sema. Thank you very much, Madam.
Thank you very much, Councilor General Romeo Calizo. So this will be referred to the Committee on Energy. So let us proceed. Councilor Majority Floor, Councilor Ian Mark Nakaya.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. For items 1, 2, 3, and 4, omnibus motion. 1 is proposed resolution number 2023, that's 297, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay number 4, the city, its ordinance number 1, series of 2023. 2 is proposed resolution number 2023, that's 298, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay number 18, the city, its ordinance number 1, series of 2023. 3, proposed resolution number 2023, that's 299, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay number 23, this city. 4 is proposed resolution number 2023, that's 300, returning to the Barangay Council of Barangay number 32, the city, its ordinance number 1, series of 2023, covering the respective annual budgets for calendar year 2023 with estimated incomes, with information that said ordinances are operative in their entirety. May we ask the Chair to recognize Councilor Roger Abaday.
Councilor Roger Abaday, are you recognized? Bitanaw na ay tudlo eh. Ang anak ko rin
I move to approve agenda from 1 to 4, considering that all documents are in order, Mr. Chairman. Madam Chairman.
Okay, next time stop talking.
I'm comparing about the next agenda.
Okay. Thank you very much, Councilor Roger Abaday. Yes, let us proceed. Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Ian Mark Nakaya.
For the approval.
Second. Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve second final reading.
Second. Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
5 is proposed resolution number 2023, that's 301, designating City Councilor Edgar S. Cabanlas as the 20th City Council's official representative to the P4 Selection Committee created under Section 14 of Ordinance number 13457, that's 2018, otherwise known as the City of Cagayan de Oro P4 Code. Move for its approval.
Second. Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve second final reading.
Second. Objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
6 is proposed resolution number 2023-302, interposing no objection to the application of Gensan Poker and Sports Club, Inc., represented by its corporate president, Mr. Kenneth Aranzano, to operate a PAGCOR licensed poker house at the Rosario Crest Limkitkai Center, Barangay Lapasandi City, provided that all the requirements, rules, and regulations covering such operation are complied with. May we again request Councilor Roger Abaday.
Councilor Roger Abaday, you recognize?
The application is in the legal order and conforms with the provision under Chapter 71 of the 1994 Codified Ordinance. I move to approve, Madam Chair.
Any second? Objection? We need to bag second. Second. Objection. I hear none, motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve second final reading.
Second, objection. I hear none, motion is hereby carried.
7 is proposed ordinance number 2023-138, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy, representing the City Government of Cagayan de Oro, to enter into and sign the amendment of Memorandum of Agreement for the Land Bank Link Biz Portal Facility with the Land Bank of the Philippines, represented by AVP Josephine B. Mercadal, Branch Head, LBP Veles Branch, the city, covering the reduction of convenience fees, implementation of additional payment options, and implementation of the minimum guaranteed transaction requirements thereof. May we request the Chair to recognize Councilor George Guking.
Councilor George Goking, you are recognized.
Everything is in order, Madam Chair. So I move to approve the proposed ordinance number 2023-138.
Any second? Objection? I hear none, motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve second final reading.
Second, any objection? I hear none, motion is hereby carried.
8 is proposed ordinance number 2023-139, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy, representing the City Government of Cagayan de Oro, to enter into and sign the partnership agreement with the A. Commission on Population and Development Region 10, B. Department of Health Region 10, C. Cagayan de Oro City Division of Schools, D. Cagayan de Oro City Police Office, E. USAID's Reach Health Project, F. City SK Federation, represented by SK Federation President Honorable John Michael L. Seno, exempted to the rule. G. Xavier Science Foundation KKG Project. H. Philippine Mental Health Association Inc. CDO Chapter. I. Zwillig Family Foundation, covering the implementation of the Information Service Development New Network on Adolescent Health and Development Program under the terms and conditions stipulated therein. May we ask the Chair to recognize Councilor Maria Lourdes Gaani.
Councilor Maria Lourdes Gani, you are recognized.
May ngapon ka na itong tanan. I move for the approval proposed ordinance number 2023-139.
Any second? Objection? I hear none, motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve second final reading.
Second, objection. I hear none, motion is hereby carried.
9 is proposed ordinance number 2023-140, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy, representing the City Government of Cagayan de Oro, to enter into and sign the Memorandum of Agreement with the Bukidnon State University Satellite Campuses, represented by its officer in charge of the Office of the University President, Attorney Ryan L. Esteves, covering the internship training of its students of Bachelor of Science in Public Administration under the terms and conditions stipulated therein. We ask the Chair to recognize Councilor Suzette Magtahas Daba.
Councilor Suzette Daba, you recognize.
Ay, may hapon, Madam Chair. Samok, Councilor Sen.
Welcome home. Ay, pagsamok.
Palaway kay, Madam Chair. Anyway, I move to approve proposed ordinance number 2023-140.
And a second? Objection? I hear none, motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve second final reading.
Second, objection. I hear none, motion is hereby carried.
Number 10 is proposed ordinance number 2023-149, regulating the use of the halal logo, encouraging the establishments of halal section in business establishments, providing penalties for violation thereof and for other purposes. May we ask the Chair to recognize Councilor Joylene Mercedes Balaba.
Councilor Joylene Mercedes Balaba, you recognize.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. I move for the approval of proposed ordinance number 2023-141.
And a second? Objection? Ay, nagdungan lagi mong duha. Okay, let me call, according to age, Councilor Honorable Romeo Calizo.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, for that privilege. No? Sometimes the age is always
Privilege.
been given emphasis and becomes a privilege. Again, thank you, Madam Chair. Anyway, I have just I don't have any objection to the motion. But of course, the implementing arm of compliance to regulations soon, if this ordinance will be approved, is the RCB. It's the Regulatory Compliance Board, Madam Chair. And I can just imagine in the enforcement of this ordinance, without, of course, I know that there might be ensuing training, organization, and probably education on this aspect that shall be done as an offshoot of the approval of this ordinance, Madam Chair. But, enforcement is really a challenge. In fact, even on provisions of the traffic code alone is already a challenge. But I just like to ask, is it really proper if the ordinance comes first before the training and education, the organization, and the completion of all these top works that should be connected with this ordinance, Madam Chair? So I just like to ask the proponents, with due respect to them, of course, I know they've done tedious work before bringing this draft before the plenary. But of course, I'm just worried. I'm a member of the RCB, and of course, in the enforcement of this ordinance, there might be some confusions again. And of course, we just don't like to have this repealed immediately because of confusion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Romeo Calizo. Yes, Councilor Ian Magnacaya, you're recognized.
Thank you for the question, Councilor Romeo Calizo. It should be as a matter of policy, where the policy should begin in the City Council, would rest. And in other words, this being a policy, it is the property of the City Council or the Sanggunian to enact, Madam Presiding Officer. In other words, it precedes whatever executions in the executive branch. So the answer to the question is the policy should be first formulated. And this is the policy that we are trying to evolve into, responding to the need and demand of the halal community, that this measure should be already put forward by the city government of Cagayan de Oro. And it's not only in Cagayan de Oro, it already happened in Davao City and many other parts in the archipelago. Lobbied by, of course, by the halal community. When I say halal community, it's no longer the Muslim community, Madam Presiding Officer. For those who are advocate of the halal food and services, they are already moving towards seeking for the Sanggunians to encourage this movement for promotion in tourism, investment, and all, and respect to certain sectors' privileges to have this facility. So, to answer the second question of Councilor Calizo, whether or not this would create confusion, we have provided one modifying provision that would amend automatically the creation and membership of RCB, Madam Presiding Officer, to include now the regional director of the Muslim Affairs, regional director. So in other words, it is his now responsibility to inform the RCB once it will convert itself as a task force, not necessarily the usual and routine function of the RCB, but as a task force in implementing the halal ordinance, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Ian Magnacaya. Yes, iparibata sa Councilor Romeo Calizo, please. Then followed by Councilor Malvern Esparcia.
Yeah, anyway, I'm very much satisfied with the response, but I'm sure this will be a great challenge to our bureaucracy. Anyway, there will be a representation coming from the Office of the Muslim Affairs who can provide us the definitions of things that the RCB will ask soon. So that is a very anticipated move on the part of the ordinance. And as I've been reading the provisions, Madam Chair, soon I think my initial queries shall be answered. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Romeo Calizo. Yes, Councilor Malvern Esparza, you recognize?
Mahayong hapon, Madam Chair, sa tanang mga nananaw, may hapon, kanatong tanang may hapon. First, I will just grab this opportunity, Madam Chair, magpasalamat sa deko kang atong PCL Regional President, George Guking, na wag may ipasagdan dito sa Manila, Madam Chair. Salamat kayo.
Salamat daw.
Thank you kayo,
George
Kuya
Guking.
George Cooking. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Siyempre, mga first-timer man may madam, mahirapan talaga, di ba, maghanap ba ng
Parang
saan papunta.
probinsyano kayo.
Oo.
Oo.
Kaya nahirapan talaga. Ang amin lang, gusto namin maglibang lang talaga ba. Pero in fairness to Kuya George, pag abot pa lang namo, si Kaso, give me hantod sa kon. Salamat
Kaya
kayo, Kuya
probinsya nga,
George.
probinsyano, gid mo.
Thank you, Kuya. Okay. Anyway, on this matter, Madam Chair, actually, medyo nagdi ko ikuan ani kay nagpasalamat ko do. I'm not a member, naka-appeal ko sa committee hearing ani, tagwapo kayo, they allow me nga makapangutan ako. This morning, this afternoon when I saw the draft ordinance, nalang ko medyo tulo lang sa atong mga sa atong mga propone na akong nakita. First lang, first manifestation, just in case ang may mga naminaw sa ron sa radyo na tingala mo sa din ng kuan. Before me also, I thought nga basta wala lay karne, halal na dayon. So ang gusto manggod sa community, silang gusto nga dili din na basta-basta magbutang lang kag halal diha. It's a very long process. Bisigali ang kutsilyo nga gamiton sa halal dili na dapat isagol sa lahi ana ba. So dako kay na siya. Ang ilang gusto nga dili basta-basta magbutang lang kag halal diha tapos mo declare di kag halal, which is dili di ay. But anyway, like the question ganina while ago ni Councilor General Calizo, medyo dito ang challenging sa pag-implement. Do kanilang sa definition of terms, naman ko ni nakabutang diri ang intoxicants, kaning carnivores, and nana sa attachment sa tungkuan, and also tulot ako nakita intoxicants, herbivores, and carnivores. Nasa sa definition of terms, pero wala na ko siya nakita sa body. I don't know, akong gi-review yun, pero wala siya na nasulod sa body. Then, on section 5 also, regulation on the use of the halal logo. I was just thinking, sayang lang, wala ko ni nakita po during the committee hearing, what if kung wala naggamit sa logo, nagbutang lag halal or just the word? Or necessary ba nga kailangan na agyoy morag official logo? What if kung dili siya logo, ibutangan na siya text lang nga halal something? I don't know if that would be, kailangan ba na to specify, Madam Chair? And on the ang nakabutang mga diri shall be unlawful for any person or business establishment engaged in a business for selling food and beverage to use the halal logo. I was just thinking, like, for example, kung supermarkets, ako, supplier lang ko, ako'y nagbutang dito, kinsa may sad-an, katong si supermarket, nga namaligya, o katong tao nga nag-supply, nga nagbutang. Ana lang, I don't know kung unsa na pagtanaw. That was, again, katong tulo lang, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Burns Parsa. Yes, who would like to answer? You'd like to answer, Councilor Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Hamnak Nikaya?
That's now the role of the implementing arm. As regards excessive provisions of the definition of terms beyond the provisions enshrined in the draft ordinance, that's okay for as long as it's excessive. It's not under termed so that the future guidance would be, of course, provided. But the intention is very clear: the use of logo. And for example, in the IRR, when the RCB would draft and cover all the roles and responsibilities, That would be on the part of the implementing agency. Our attempt, Madam Presiding Officer, and I would like to share this with the members of the council, is that we don't provide everything so that the executive would have elbow room to determine its past for as long as it is within the confines of the ordinance. I guess that would be the policy of the city council. If we provide everything, the executive would have no room to maneuver its own path in implementing the measure. For as long as we provide the body, for as long as we provide the right personalities, for as long as we provide the right resources, for as long as we provide the right venue, for as long as we define the roles and functions of the entity who are to implement the organization, that's good enough. Okay. That I would like to share to the membership of the council. So let's not be restrictive to the function of the executive.
Okay, thank you very much, Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Ayan Nakaya. So let us proceed. Any more questions? Where am I? Oh, any second? Any second? Objection? Objection? Okay. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve second final reading. Thank you.
Second, objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Okay. We have 3 additional items as 11, 12,
Okay.
and 13. Move for their inclusion.
And a second, objection. I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
One is proposed ordinance number 2023-142, amending section 157 under article NN, local civil registry fees of ordinance number 12860-2014, otherwise known as the 2015 Cagayan de Oro City Revenue Code, so as to charge for free the following local civil registry services. Sale of application form for marriage, filing fee, marriage solemnization fee, marriage license fee. Move for its approval, Madam Presiding Officer.
And a second, Councilor E.B. Imano, you're recognized.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Madam Chair, and to the members of the City Council, and to everyone in the gallery and in the session. Good afternoon to everyone. As I was reading through the proposed ordinance of the good Councilor, Majority Floor Leader, Councilor Ayan Mark Nakaya, for the record, yes, I am in favor of the said amendment. But may I just suggest, if so, nga maybe we could the amendment for not all applying for the said services, local civil registry services, not everybody will be given free. If so, may we suggest, or may I suggest, nga, again, I am not against, but motion for amendment, additional amendment, majority floor nga, only indigent
Yes,
couples, the bride.
Actually, that is
and
the
groom to
intention.
be. Okay.
Thank you.
Because
Of
it
course.
is not there.
Yeah, of course, no, when you're indigent, what can you pay? You have
Yeah.
no money, so yeah, okay. So there is this motion, no? Those who are indigent, and how can you define indigent? Nana? Okay. So, any second?
As amended, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, as amended. Any second? Councilor George Goking, you're recognized? Oh, second. So, objection. Okay, point of inquiry. Councilor Ayan at Chas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Dali rin, Madam Chair, this is a point of inquiry. So it has been noted, Madam Chair, that there is an urgency to approve this ordinance. My point, Madam Chair, is that kung kining urgency required ba nato nga at least a dissenting opinion coming from the committee level so that the wisdom of the chair of the committee can give us significance on how or why we should approve as urgent. Because sa akong naobserbahan, Madam Chair, nga kung na-urgency sa atong mga ipasa nga ordinances, a mere opinion coming from the committee, dili na to madunggan. That's why I would like to know kung kinanglanon pa ba, or Madam Chair, it should be as akong nasabtan nga there should be a recommendation for the agency coming from the committee of the chair. For such this ordinance, there should be an opinion coming from the
Committee.
Ways and Means or even
Yeah.
in the Finance para makita nato ang significance aning na mga urgency, Madam Chair.
Yes, thank you very much, Councilor Ayana Chas. Yes, it doesn't go to the committee anymore when there is urgent. Huh? Certified urgent matters. Certified urgent matters. As an offshoot of this.
The other thing,
Majority Floor Leader, yes, you
Yeah.
are recognized.
Thank you, Madam President. The other thing is, it's almost every weekend already that there is KSB. And the more we delay, the more we delay public service. And this has been raised by the, what do you call this? Registry? City registrar, because they gathered all applications and without money to pay in the interland barangays. That's the truth. That's the truth. And but the ordinance would also demand from our functionaries in the city registrar that they should collect.
Okay.
That's the urgency.
Yes, there is. But then, if I may ask, yeah, that is very correct with Councilor Ayana Chas. If I may ask, not urgent also, that needs to be really urgent.
I don't have.
Some goes to the committee also.
Yes, yes. We have.
When I'm sorry, when not necessary, kung dili gyud kinahanglanon there, ang urgent is kinahanglanon man gyud kaayo. Basta some of the urgent napoy time to be discussed under the committee, di ba?
It would be up to the members of the council, the urgency. But the rules, time immemorial, Madam Presiding Officer, when it is certified urgent by the mayor, when the mayor seeks verbally or even write the city council that it's urgent, we automatically include. The city secretary has no arm length to delay, Madam Presiding Officer, because we have that in our rules.
Okay.
I respect the committee, but if you want to raise some concerns and issues, you can raise it during the deliberation, just like this.
Okay.
But I don't have objection if the committee would like to request.
Of course, yeah.
It would be their responsibility to face the requesting party.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. May I recognize Councilor Roger Abaday, please?
This is urgent, Madam Chair and my colleagues, because in view of the program of the Honorable City Mayor that every week, every Saturday, yung serbisyo sa barangay may kasalan ng bayan. So, not less than 50.
Where are you from?
Palagi kasalan. Every kada Sabado may kasalan na eh. So, that's the reason behind. Yun talaga ang rason, Madam Chair.
I'm Bisaya, Councilor Roger Abaday. Are you Bisaya? Councilor Edgar Cabala, speak in Bisaya.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Kinakalog mo sa taan eh. Tuluro ka ba kung Tagalog? Ang ikaupat, balik pag yun. Madam Chair, I have no objection in passing this ordinance. I recognize the urgency of the ordinance. But, next time, let us advise. I think the city legal has the power to review this because exemption of taxes and regulatory fees is scrutinized properly. It's not given as a gift. No. So therefore, it should be, if the request is urgent, then the mayor should place there, through the advice from the other, from the department heads there, that this is urgent. There is no statement there that this is urgent. Every time the mayor requests for ordinance which is urgent, he always say urgent. So, but I am okay with the passage of this ordinance.
Okay.
Because I can realize that there is urgency. But next time, let us advise the people around the mayor's office to put some urgency on the. If there is urgency, then there is an urgent request from the mayor. That's very simple in our rules. That urgent resolutions coming from the will be given priority in the passage of such a request. But it should be stated here that there is an urgency.
Okay. Thank you very much, Councilor Edgar Cabanlas. That is true. No, if it is urgent, hopefully we can also get what you call this, advice from the mayor na kini urgent. Let us do not make it as a custom ng masigil lang tag-urgent, di ba? Because Councilor Edgar Cabanlas was right also nga na mag-iuban nga i-discuss din nato. Like, panudlan na nato, di ba? Anyway, wait. Councilor Councilor Roger Abaday. Okay, speak in Bisaya.
Okay, Madam Chair, huwag di lang masuko si Majority Floor. Since this proposal, urgent proposal, gikan mi sa Mayor, pwede ba nga kita tanan mag-utor na ni?
Of course.
Diba?
Of course. Of course. Second. Actually, there was only a discussion.
Kung dili masuko si Majority Floor lugar.
Yeah.
I move.
Yeah, move.
That
I
everybody
hope,
will be-
no, wait. I hope that Councilor, it is his question. Councilor Ayan Achas, are you satisfied with the answers? Okay, he is the one raising the question. Legit lang ha.
Thank you, Madam Chair. No? Nakita na ako nga, Madam Chair, nga there is a significance, at least there is a dissenting opinion regarding the urgency of this or passage of the ordinance. So I agree, Madam Chair, nga kung mahimo, as said by Councilor Ed Cabanlas, nga hatagan tag idea how the significance in the passage of this ordinance. So I am well satisfied, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Ayan Marnacaya. So any second? Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve second final reading.
Second. Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Let it be for the record that there was no dissenting opinion, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay.
Yes.
As amended.
Number 12 is a proposed ordinance number 2023-143, authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Rolando A. Uy to enter into and sign the Memorandum of Agreement MOA with the Department of Human Settlement and Urban Development, Region 10, DSUD 10, represented by its Regional Director, Attorney Ariel B. Abragan, covering the latter's technical support in all major activities needed to update the comprehensive land use plan and zoning ordinance of Cagayan de Oro City under the terms and conditions stipulated therein. Move for its approval, Madam Presiding Officer.
And a second. Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
Move to approve second final reading.
Second. Objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
For item number 3, may we request Councilor Roger Abaday to place the necessary motion.
Councilor Roger Abaday, you are recognized.
On the output of my special report, Madam Chair, this proposal is proposed to the members of the City Council for favorable approval. Urging Honorable Councilor Asdang Judith to file an appropriate and legal action people who are involved in the
No. You read in the, what is word for word, what is written.
Yes.
Nara sa imo diha.
Yeah. I move to approve the resolution number 2023-303 for approval.
Are we satisfied when he read the entire, was it read the entire Of course, you have to read again, Councilor Roger Abaday, to just make it clear.
Okay, for the consumption of the members of the 20th City Council, a resolution number 2023-303 urging Honorable Councilor James Judith II to file an appropriate legal action in the proper forum against the public officials or person mentioned in his investigation report who are allegedly responsible in the anomalies in the distribution of the ECQ Special Cash Assistance or AYUDA during the COVID-19 pandemic. Subject for styling, Mr. Chairman. Madam Chairman.
Okay. Councilor Gurley. Oh, second. Is there any second? Okay. Councilor Gurley Balaba, you recognize?
For clarification, thank you, Madam Chair. For clarification lang, this is a proposal. We are not authorizing. The City Council does not authorize Councilor James Judith to file legal action against the public officials or persons. He can file it on his own, not personally, but not representing the City Council. If we approve this resolution, does that mean that we are authorizing Councilor James Judith to file on our behalf?
Urging.
Yeah, we have to clarify. Baka he might misunderstand na he has the authority from the City Council. So we have to clarify.
Any other comment? Yes, Councilor Ayana Achas, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, it has been observed, no? The creation of ad hoc committee, the mother committee is the Committee in Social Services. So, making a resolution, it is an opinion of the body. That's why, Madam Chair, nadunggan nato karon si Konsehal Balaba, na under, I think, under sa iyang committee is not allowed. I think iyang pasabot nga dili allowed si Konsehal James Judith to file the case kay under man sa iya ang ad hoc committee. Now, for the aid of purpose for the aid of legislation, nakita nato nga na siya findings, but the recommendation should be coming from the Committee on Social Services. Na naman siya na-create nga kuan nga mga findings. I think it's time for Councilor James Judith to turn over if there is a proper filing for regarding his report, Madam Chair. So, I agree with the idea nga dili siguro ta maghimog resolution kay I think we are trying to tell everybody that the body or the City Council agreed by the findings of Councilor James Judith. So, I think atong ihatag siguro sa proper committee, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Councilor Joey Abu.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Let's put things in perspective, compartment. The motion of the proponent is urging only. Now, the City Council cannot authorize anybody on this. What is the prayer of the proponent, Councilor Roger Abada, is just merely urging the Honorable City Councilor James Judith to file appropriate legal actions if he would want to do so.
Okay.
That's the only point there. And
okay.
there is no authorization given as far as I am concerned on this motion. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Attorney Joey Abu. Councilor Roger Abaday, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Presiding Officer. We have to recall that Attorney James Asdang Judith, by virtue of the creation of the ad hoc committee, we authorized him and the members to investigate. Now, no one have objected. now that he has already concluded his investigation, and we do not allow him to pursue his purpose. Urging or authorizing, that's semantic, that's a matter of interpretation. And what's wrong? What's wrong with if he will pursue his purpose? And if we authorize the city mayor for all his to enter into a contract representing the city government, can we not authorize also anybody here for public interest to pursue the business? That's the question, Madam Chair and my colleagues.
Okay. Thank you very much, Councilor Roger Abaday. Yes, Councilor Girly Balaba, followed by Councilor Attorney Joy Abo, then Councilor Suset Daba.
The Committee on Social Services has already passed a resolution that the findings of Councilor James Judith will be submitted to the proper agency, the DSWD and the DILG. So, whatever, kung gusto, mag-sign ako, kung gusto niya, that's what I think the special reporter nato, si Councilor Abaday wants, is for James Judith to pursue yun yung iyang investigation. But as far as the ad hoc committee, sa iyang findings, I think that is already final. And Councilor Abaday also admitted na taphaw ang iyahang findings. And even, he has mentioned here sa iyahang findings that the City Council, the 19th City Council, Councilor Joylene Balaba, who did the 19th City Council would belie this. So this would be parang it defeats kanabitang contrary kung kita ang City Council, 19th City Council, most of the members are from the 19th City Council. Kami pa ang mo pasar dito sa mag-authorize sa iya mag-file sa ombudsman ug kami man mismo ang iyang ginaignan nga wala mi gibuhat. Di ba? What do you think? That is why I have to clarify na the proposed resolution does not, the City Council do not authorize or does not authorize Councilor James Judith if he will take legal action in the proper forum against the said officials na he mentioned. Kay mag-include man pud mi. Appeal man ang 19th City Council dari sa iyahang findings nga wa daw gibuhat.
Okay. Thank you very much, Councilor Girly Balaba. Analyze the word urging, okay? Councilor, Attorney Pepe Abu.
This is just for educational purposes, Madam Chair. No? What is proposed is merely a resolution. As explained a while ago, it is a resolution as distinguished from an ordinance. A resolution is merely an expression of the body, not necessarily binding. Now, as to the example given to, cited a while ago by Councilor Roger Abaday, that how come if we can authorize the city mayor to enter into other contracts, some other matters, and this we cannot do it. Let me just make a point of comparison that if we authorize, just like the other provisions that we, the previous item that we approved a while ago, the authority given to the city mayor is through an ordinance, not a resolution. So this is a proposed resolution which is an expression urging Honorable City Councilor James K. Judith to file an appropriate action, legal action if there be any. So this is not an authority given to the good councilor should he ever decide to do or to file illegal action to any of the personalities involved, allegedly involved Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Councilor Attorney Joey Abu. Yes, Councilor Suzette Daba.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Actually, as what the chairperson for the Committee on Social Services said a while ago, there's already a resolution made by the Committee on Social Services, which was signed by the Vice Chair and the members of the Committee on Social Services na gi-forward nato sa DILG and sa DSWD. Now, on my part, Madam Chair, no, I would just like to make a request na unta maghatag pod og official statement ang atoang DILG and DSWD on the findings of Councilor James Judith. Now, with regards to the resolution, murag on our part, no, sa members sa Committee on Social Services, there's no need for us to urge City Councilor James Judith to file legal action. Depende na sa iya if on his personal capacity or him being a lawyer na gusto niya ang if this is just my opinion, Madam Chair, no, kung gusto niya i-push through ang iyahang case against the three musketeers batong iyahang gisulti sa iyahang report, Madam Chair. Okay. Pwede if gusto niya, Madam Chair. But on the part of the Committee on Social Services, nagpirma na ang chairperson, the vice chair, and the members na among i-forward ang findings ni Councilor James Judith sa DILG and DSWD. And we hope that we get an official statement from these two offices, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Suzette Daba. Yes, Councilor Roger Abaday, then Councilor Edgar Cabanlas, followed by Councilor Attorney James Judith.
Abin mo, Madam Chair, o my colleagues, no, dili man but pasabot nga, mo file kag kaso, salaan na ng gisumbong. Gusto man ka mo kamatuuran, gusto man ka mo maibawan mo sa tinuod, may bawan ninyo, tinuod ba si Councilor James Judith o dili? Now, di sa nakabalo naman si Councilor Judith sa opinion sa DILG, tanan mga, balo na siya na, but he insisted. So, kung sabi atong tuuhan, dilisab na tuuhan ang naibalo na sa mo sa side on the part of this kining mga gitawag nato nga naibutang sa iyang persons who are involved sa iyang investigation report, sa iyang findings. So, unsa ba itong tuuhan na ni? So, the proper forum is the court. Sa Digambayan ba, asa ba, para magawas dia ang tinuod, proof, kung kinsay bakakon, kung kinsay nagtugan si tinuod, muna the very purpose why I urge Councilor Asdang Judith to Asdang yun, di ba? Well, that's the purpose. To be fair also for those people who were allegedly involved in the anomalous distribution of ayuda. Muna itong gusto may bawaan. Nothing to be afraid of, di ba? That's the purpose, Madam Chair and my colleagues.
Thank you very much, Councilor Roger Abaday. Councilor Edgar Cabanlas, you're recognized. Kisa ito yung sunod. Oh. Next.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Ato ning utruhon, ato ning tanawon bagayo. Wala may magpugong ni Councilor Judith pag-file sa kaso. Any taxpayer can file a case against any offending official. Wala may nagpugong na niya. Nothing prevents him from doing that. In fact, there's no need for him to be urged or to be cajoled to file a case against these three musketeers which he mentioned in his report. He can do that. But the Committee on Social Services says that the process is we go to the ILG or to the Social Welfare Services, to the Social Welfare for these offices to investigate, to review what Councilor Judith report is, and if there is enough evidence to warrant the filing of case before the Ombudsman against these three people mentioned by Councilor Judith, then let those offices do it. That's how we are not covering anybody. We are only saying that we should follow the rules because under the to Heal as One Act, these are the offices assigned by the law to receive complaints. And then so that na naman ka ng ingon ni Councilor Judith nga mga salaan voluminous na to yung papel, iatag na to sa ila. And nakita nga doon na yung mga sala ni mga tawhan ng mention, ilang file ang kaso. Pwede ganin ilakip sa DSWD or sa DILG ang 19 City Council. So, kung nakita lugar nga, that's the main issue here. Pwede na ilakip tanan. Gani, pwede siya nga ilakip ka ng, dili lang ka ng tulo, bisig makita pa nga napay ubang nasalaan. Nawa malakip sa investigation. So, mo ka na ang atong trabaho. But, if Councilor Judith is satisfied with this report, and there is enough evidence as far as is concerned that there is basis to file cases against these people, then let him do it. Nobody prevents him. As a taxpayer, he is totally qualified and totally free to file the case. The committee has already made a recommendation, a resolution, that this is the official stand of the committee to submit all these documents to the office, so that these offices will conduct their own investigation. That's the official act of the committee. I suggested to Councilor, to the chairman, Councilor Gurley, to perhaps next week or next Monday, kaya medyo na complicate, that the official act of the committee should be adopted or not by this council, by the city council. Not just the official act of the committee, because the committee was created for purposes of doing this investigation, and any act of the committee shall have to be approved by this council. So dito na sa tayo maglalis. So therefore, I move to defer and refer this issue and matter back to the Mother Committee of the Social Welfare for further consideration. Which resolution ordinance shall be adopted as official act of the City Council. Kaya na naman to, napasya ni. So let's refer this back to the committee where it belongs. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Councilor Edgar Cabalas. Yes, Councilor Attorney James Judith and Councilor Roger Abaday.
Iplastar ko sa ni Madam Vice kay basing maisyong niya ako sa kontingog. Madam Vice, Vice Mayor Jocelyn Bebot Rodriguez, akong tinahod ng mga kauban sa konseho, atong mga bisita, membro sa prensa nga nasa likod nga bahin sa atong gallery dinhi sa session hall, atong pinanggang katawhan sa dakbayan sa Cagayan de Oro, maupay. Inani lang. Dako akong pagpasalamat kang Konsyal Roger Abaday nga iyang gidala dinhi sa hawanan sa atong konseho, pinaagi sa iyang special report kabahin sa controversial nga ayuda. Ako pong pagpasalamat kang Konsyal Malvern Sparsha, mogi akong katimbang sa pag-imbestigar ni ining butanga hantod sa katapusan nga napagula nato ang atong committee report sa ad hoc. Diha nga bahin natapos ang akong tahas. Natuman na nako ang akong saad sa katawhan, nauman na nako ang committee report sa ad hoc. Apan kung kagustuhan sa akong mga kauban sa konseho nga dili lang diya magtapos ang akong tahas, kundi padayunon sa pagpasaka og kaso sa atong gitumbok diya sa atong committee report sa ad hoc, kaila naman mo nako. Dili ako magdumili. Dili ako manuko sa pagpasaka og kaso sa pagdawat sa hagit o pagdawat sa dugang nga responsibilidad. Kay ako kanang kaakuhan. Kana ang akong panumpaan sa katawhan, suklian ko ang ilang pagsalig kanako sa tinarong nga serbisyo. Kay kana ang akong slogan, ang battle cry, Asdang Cagayan de Oro. Gani, kumadumduman, ang tulo nga gitumbok nato sa committee report, Madam Chair, nasayra na ako nagpatawag o gitawag nato nga presscon. Nagmugna pod kog legal team aron matabangan ko sa akong rebuttal sa unsay ibatbat sa Three Musketeers nga for the record ang nagpangalan si Council Roger Abaday nga the Three Musketeers siya nagbunyag niya. Dili ako na, pero giganahan ko kay mo na makita.
Siya gideen ang ngalan.
Siya ang nagngalan si Council Roger Abaday, the Three Musketeers siya ang nagbunyag. So nagmugna kita legal team Apan dako ang akong
Ang tingog,
pagkadismaya.
palihog, ang tingog, iminor.
I-minor ko na lang, Madam Chair. Dako ang akong pagkadismaya, Madam Chair. Kay ang nahimo nga preskon, dili man day pagtuki sa committee report sa ad hoc, kung dili nahimong okasyon sa pagdaot sa akong kadungganan. Nahimong okasyon sa pagdaot sa akong pagkatao. Ang pangutana karon, buang ba di ay ang pagpangita sa kamatuoran? Gago ba di ay kung mubarog kita para sa katawhan? Estupido ba di ay kung mudapig ako para sa katawhan? Kung basahon lang ang committee report, kung basahon lang yung tarong, nag-angkon ba diha? Giangkon ba day nato sa ad hoc nga kita adunay gahom susama sa korte nga makahukom nga sad-an ang mga gitumbok nato diha or dili? Giangkon ba diay nato sa ad hoc nga kita usa ka prosecuting arm? Wala. Nagsulti lang kita nga kining the three musketeers nga gibunyagan ni Consul Roger Abaday. Mauni ang angayan manubag ug angayan nga pasakaan og kaso. Ang ako man inani. Nganong inana man kang wagas ang atong pagdepensa mo agi pa man tag korte. Depende na dahil na sa korte karon kung katigan ang akong findings. Wala man ko nag-insister nga ako ang insakto. Atong ihaagi gani sa korte, kay pwede magyapon ko makapasaka og kaso, bahalag na ay basbas ang konseho or wala. Pero nasabot na ko ang katuyuan ni Konsehal Abaday, agud akong gidawat among hagit. Walay problema sa ako, kay para man kini sa katawhan. Ang akong dili lang masabot, Madam Chair, kay wagas ang atong pagpanripod, atong dumdumon sa kanunay, wala ta dinhi aron magprotektar sa atong partido. Wala ta dinhi aron magprotektar sa mga pipila ka personalidad. Wala ta dinhi aron magprotektar sa atong personal or kaugalingon nga mga interes. Anaa kita dinhi kay buot nato suklian ang pagsalig sa katawhan nga gihatag nila kanato. Ako kining kaakuhan ang akong pangampanya, good governance, transparency, accountability. Pasailua lang ko sa akong mga pipila ka mga kauban dinhi kung malaing ang inyong buot kanako. Mausab ang inyong pagtagad kanako. Pasensya na kay trabaho ko kini. Walang personalan, trabaho lang. Wala man pud ko ng ambisyon nga makadaog sa Best in Friendship Award. Bahalag lainon ninyo pagtagad kanako, okay lang. Kay gidawat ko kini suklip sa akong trabaho isip konsehal nga nagsaad nga dalon nako ang tingog sa katawhan dinhi sa hawanan sa atong konseho. Inana lang. Inana ra ba kung katuyuan simple lang sa pagdala nako sa pag-imbestiga sa controversial nga ayuda, sa pagtugkad sa isyu, sa pagsukit sa kamatuoran o para pod sa katawhan nga matagaag pagtagad, matagaag katubagan ang ilang mga pangutana. Sa katapusan nga bahin, inani lang. Kabahin sa controversial nga ayuda, simple lang. There is no safe side here. There is no safe bet. There's only one side, and that is the people's side. Whether you are for the people or against the people, kana ang atong pagadumdumon. Dini na lang kukutob, daghang salamat, asdang Cagayan de Oro.
Thank you very much, Councilor Attorney James Judith. Councilor Girly Balaba, Joylyn Balaba.
Yes, taas kaayo ang pamulong ni Councilor James Judith. Usa lang ako, Madam Chair. We would like to for Councilor James Judith to proceed and pursue his kaning mayun siya yahang trabaho niya ng the truth will set you free magkaha na. So ang ako lang para dili lang gyud ta ma-misinterpret kay lahi man gud ang mugawas magud sa balita pagkaunyaan ni nga base maingnon man gud sa ato ang City Councilor James Judith nga gi-authorize siya sa City Council basin ba may nana ako lang klaruho nato nga we are urging but urging lang we are urging wala siya authority wala ta ingon nga gi-authorize nato siya kay mo man gud na iyahang ginapamulong sa balita nga sa radyo nga kung i-authorize lang siya sa City Council daw na mo-proceed sa iya sa ombudsman, okay daw siya. So basin na pag naatay ani nga klase nga resolution na ipasar, mo na iyang ignon sa gawas nga gi-authorize siya na sa City Council. So that's what we are trying to avoid lang.
Thank you, thank you very much, Councilor Girly Balaba. Yes, Councilor Malvern Esparcia, you recognize.
Madam Chair, thank you very much, mga hapon. Medyo taas-taas na ni Madam Chair. I think we have two pending motions. Na-motion si Attorney Ed Cabanlas to defer this. And para magklaruhan lang ni Madam Chair, first, itanaw na to kung kinsabay gusto ipa-defer dili, then I think let's divide the House. Kung ipa-defer din, then next day na let's have another motion to divide the House. Kung ang resolution, again, it's urging. So, ato na po i-divide ng House kung kinsay gusto gyud nga ipasa na ning resolution or dili. So, first, ang motion niya is to defer. Tama ba ko, Attorney Ed? So, let's have votation kung i-defer ba ni or dili to the proper
Thank
committee.
you very much, Councilor Marvin Esparcia. Yes, Councilor Attorney Joey Abu.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. There are two motions, but the motion made by Councilor Ed Cabanlas is the recent motion. So that is the motion that should be resolved. If we will resolve that already, then there is no need for us to resolve or to divide the House whether to pass this ordinance or not, because the motion is for the referral to the committee.
Okay. Thank you very much, Councilor Attorney Pepe Abo. So let's divide the House. Motion for deferment. Ay, tapa. No more second. Okay. Yes. Any second? For deferment. Second. Objection. Objection, Councilor. So let's divide the House. Okay.
Before the objection of Councilor Roger Abaday, may we ask Councilor Roger Abaday, considering that there is already a committee resolution signed and approved by the members of the Committee on Social Services, which was tasked by the presiding officer herself and the entire members of the council last 2 Mondays ago. And we took cognizance already of the report. And there is no blocking of any other motive to block the intentions of Councilor James Judith. In fact, I have read everything, the 2 pages resolution of the Committee on Social Services. There is no saying about passivity of our reception of the 2 books of Councilor Judith. Unlike the special report, Councilor Roger Abaday with more and in comments that are not yet profound to proceed, but again, the committee has already taken cognizance. If we will push through, we choose which path that the City Council would act. It was already introduced by Councilor Ed Cabanlas that considering that this has brought to fore already, we submit the committee resolution for validation of the City Council. In other words, we choose now which action to take. It's either we vote in favor of item number 13 or substitute it with the approval or consideration of the committee resolution, which is to submit all facts, findings, and report of Councilor Judith to DSWD and DILG. So it's either of the two. Let's not divide our efforts here. We are one. We are one. We are one with Councilor Judith. In fact, I was the author of his chairmanship. Even Councilor Girly Balaba openly accepted. There's no one against finding the truth, Madam Presiding Officer. And because of that, let's not divide the House and manifest publicly that we are divided into this matter. We are not divided. There are only people who would like to follow rules, and maybe perhaps other people would like to do this another way. But at the end of the day, we are under a parliament, Madam Presiding Officer. We should follow rules. So, if Councilor Abaday would agree, let's wait until next session so that we can already present the committee resolution that was already enacted at the committee level. Kaya ako madumduman si Councilor Christian Achas, ganina, gusto gid niya nga respetuhan ang kanang mga committee. Karon i-abrupt na to ang atong action without giving courtesy to the committee which we tasked 2 Mondays ago. So let's agree to disagree, but let's agree unanimously to following rules.
Thank you very much, Councilor. Councilor Ayan Mark Nakaya. Yes, Councilor Roger Abada, you objected, right?
Yes, Madam Chair. In response to the statement of...
No, if there's no objection, let us divide the House.
Yes,
No, let's divide the House anymore. There will be
That's so, then
voting
let's-
anymore, so
let's
we will
proceed.
know who is going to vote for deferment or not. So let's divide the House. Continue. Those who will wanted to defer, please raise your right hand. Deferment. Okay, deferment. Deferment. No, deferment nga refer to the committee. Balik tas committee ba? That is the point. Balik sa committee ba? Kung dili mo defer, then this continues. The urging continues. So, I want to make it clear who is for deferment. So, dili ni kani, wala na ning urging. Who is for deferment? Thirteen. Then who is for no deferment? 4. So the motion is deferred. Motion for deferment is carried.
There being no other pending,
Yes, Councilor Romeo Calizo.
Yes, Madam Chair. This is in regard to the earlier manifestation of the Honorable Suset Magtahas Daba, where he informed the body that the reports were already submitted to DILG and DSWD, if I'm right, Madam Chair. With this, Madam Chair, can we move for a resolution urging instead the SWD and requesting the SWD and DILG to confirm the adopting this said resolution. Yeah, and requesting them to provide us the result of
The result.
their findings.
Is this
Madam Chair.
DILG, you mean to say? Or the Committee on Social Services? DILG.
DILG and
DILG. So there is this motion
Yes,
that we be provided of the result
yeah.
of the findings. It was already
Official
submitted to the
statement.
ALG. And that a motion was
Subject is telling, Madam Chair, providing us the
a copy of the said findings
yes, Madam Chair.
or official statement
official
coming
statement.
from the
SWD and
ILG.
DILG.
Okay, there's this motion. Any second? Okay, na proceed na ko majority? Okay. Any second? Any objection? I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
and may we request Councilor Gurley to provide the secretary of the copy. And move to approve second final reading.
Any second? Objection?
Atong committee resolution.
I hear none. Motion is hereby carried.
There being no other pending, move to adjourn.
Session adjourned. Dili ang DILG mangayo man ta. So there's a resolution asking for the ano. Oh.